you want to kill me. But I just raised the price. You want me dead, but you gonna pay a price to get that result.
Who wants to kill you? Why?
I believe that conversation is raging right now in government circles because I appear to be interfering with America's foreign policy objectives in Africa and in the Middle East. They want me kind of silenced or muzzled, and if they can destroy my credibility, as they did Martin Luther King first, take him down in the eyes of his people and then assassinate him. I don't believe that America is beyond that. I believe it's being discussed right now in the White House. I believe it's being discussed by certain members of Congress. How are you going to deal with Farrakhan? Yes, I presented you with a dilemma, but I'm warning America. I'm not Martin Luther King. I'm not Malcolm X. I'm in a little different time frame, and I think you would be wise to see if God is with me, and if God is with me, you would be well to leave me alone.
For the first time in history, black suicide is up. Black men are committing suicide, young men and older men. Even when we were in slavery and the conditions were intolerable, black men survived without suicide. But today, the black man is killing himself because he sees no way out. I ask you, how in the world can you say that Farrakhan is a bigot, is a racist, is a man that is against the good of his people? When I come with a solution to the problem that 400 years of America's racism has committed.
Hold on, this went long fast. Why do some people still fear Louis Farrakhan? And even today, I'm telling you, and honestly, this topic is deeper than I thought. Let's talk about it. I will be right back.
Of the Black Muslim movement and Louis Farrakhan way back in 1959 when I anchored a broadcast entitled The Hate That Hate Produced. The Black Muslim meeting we filmed included a mock trial, a kind of passion play, where the white man was judged for crimes against the black race. The voice you will hear is that of the prosecutor. This tape will show you why white America was worried about the black Muslims.
I charge the white man, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, with being the greatest murderer on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest peace breaker on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest adulterer on earth. I charge the white man with being the greatest troublemaker on earth. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I ask you, bring back a verdict of guilty as charged.
I'm sure you remember that. You wrote it.
Yes.
And you believed that then?
Oh, yes, I believe it now. History is not false. If he says that the white man did all these things, I did not write the white man's history. That history is written in murder, in the bloodshed of the darker peoples of the world, and even in the bloodshed of your own people.
Louis Farrakhan, the one-time enigmatic leader of the Nation of Islam and a black American activist, was a figure who crackled remarkably with electric energy. His fiery rhetorics and unapologetic stances made him a lightning rod in American society, particularly feared by the establishment. In 1994, Stephen Freeman wrote, "The ADL, Anti-Defamation League, is not going to make Farrakhan go away. What we can and should do is impose an obligation on those who deal with him, or, as in the case of universities, give him a platform. In each case, the burden should be on those who give Farrakhan some measure of credibility." Within Freeman's report on the subject of the legitimization of Louis Farrakhan, he acknowledges that Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam fill a void within the black community, yet they, the ADL, still wanted to thwart him. They wanted to thwart the minister because they felt the minister's message was good for blacks, but bad for Jews. Again, the minister has never advocated or been the reason that any violence has come to the Jewish people. The question therefore arises, why is Farrakhan feared?
Do you still believe in separation of the races?
I believe, Mike, that if we can't get along in peace, then we should separate. We have serious differences that are exacerbated now over time between black and white. The question that we have to answer, are those differences irreconcilable?
Are they?
I don't know. Have we tried as hard as we could to reconcile them? And if we have, and we cannot, then separation would be the best answer.
But you are suggesting that it's basically the white man's fault.
Oh, no, Mr. Wallace. I am not going to say that. Because justice would not be served if I said it was all the fault of white people.
Reason that
we have to take some blame in this ourselves. As black people, we can't sit around waiting for white people to do for us what we should be doing for ourselves. And our failure to do this is our fault. White folk have done bad by us in the past. Yes, that is true. And they do some bad by us today. But if we did better by ourselves today, we could help to reconcile this difference.
Farrakhan's call for black men to do better for themselves was the theme of his Million Man March.
This was the year 1995, October 16th, when Farrakhan called for a 1 million man march. This was held in and around the National Mall in Washington, D.C. On this date, all blacks were encouraged to stay home from their usual school, work, and social engagements in favor of attending teach-ins focusing on the struggle for a healthy and self-sufficient black community. The man Farrakhan was active on all forums to make sure that his message for black liberation was well heard.
With time fleeting, what is the solution?
If we are already separate but unequal, and there is not the will on the part of the United States government, nor is there a national will to reconcile the differences between black and white.
If you don't believe there is.
No, I don't.
All right. Well,
I really don't.
Okay, let's not qualify it then.
But when I say if, I'm speaking now for those who might think there is that possibility.
Well, why mollify them?
Huh?
Why patronize them? Why accommodate them if that's not what you feel?
I don't wish for them at this point to feel that their thinking is discredited. But if in the course of this discourse and in the face of the overwhelming evidence that America really doesn't want black people, then look, let's tally up what is owed to us. Let's sit down and talk about a just solution. And I tell you, like Moses said to Pharaoh, let us go and do something for ourselves.
Okay, so let me understand this now. We're going to come up with several billion, I assume, huh?
I don't think this is the appropriate forum.
Well, no, I'm just trying
discuss.
to. I don't either, but I'm just trying to find out. Reparations not unlike, but certainly more substantial than those that were voted for the Japanese who were interned in World War II. Money which incidentally has yet to be forthcoming to them. Approved but not expended. Okay, I get that. Now, where are you going? Are you going then back to the homeland? Are you going back to the African continent? Is that your idea?
You know, again, all of these black people here have a stake here. We have a stake here, I think, that is more valid than those who just came here a few years ago. These are the children of those who built this. So yes, we can go there or we can stay here. If we stay here, then why not separate and give to the children of those who built this country land and reparations that we may go and do something for ourselves.
When criticized for visiting the Middle East, this was Louis Farrakhan's response.
Farrakhan says he does not worry about what the government thinks of his traveling to Tehran, where he spoke to millions of Iranians celebrating the 17th anniversary of the Islamic Revolution, an uprising that led to the taking of the U.S. hostages, or about his much-publicized visit to Baghdad to confer with Iraq's Saddam Hussein.
He didn't go to Egypt, where Sadat and Begin made peace, a Muslim and a Jew. He didn't go to Jordan, where King Hussein and Shimon Peres have made an accord. He didn't go to Israel, where Arafat and Rabin finally shook hands, instead of just going to a lot of dictatorships. To go to a democratic country where Jews and Muslims are beginning to reconcile might have been a wonderful sign for you, Minister Farrakhan, to show to the world.
If they're on the road to reconciliation, that's fine. But, you know, there's also the possibility of my being assassinated overseas. Egypt right now is a place where it's very, very volatile. And I thought that in that surrounding, it might not be the best place for me at this time. If I went to Israel, I don't think Israel would be the best place for me to be at this time, considering the view that most Jews have of Louis Farrakhan.
You go to Nigeria, which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America, or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak, because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. Yes, you've done a hell of a thing on this earth, so you should not be the one to talk. You should be quiet when it comes to moral condemnation.
Farrakhan didn't mince words about the legacy of slavery and its enduring impact on Black America. He tapped into a deep vein of frustration and anger at racial injustice.
See, Minister Farrakhan is frightening to whites, and I would surmise blacks as well, because he emphasizes the masculinity of Black America, which has been crushed since slavery. Dr. Martin Luther King represented the feminine side, and that is what has been permitted, and what most white folks are now comfortable with.
Says Jude Wanniski, a one-time former advisor to President Ronald Reagan. A very powerful admission this is, coming from a member of the elite ruling class of white males within American society. Mr. Wanniski is now deceased, but before he passed away, he met with Minister Farrakhan and publicly defended the minister against his critics. He orchestrated an event among his peers and followers during the late 1990s so that Minister Farrakhan could deliver an address to a conference of powerful investors and business people in Boca Raton, Florida.
You don't give a damn no more how low down you are, how funky you have become, how rotten you look in the eyes of the world. You don't give a damn no more. You have lost your sense of shame. So you're no longer human beings. You've become a race of animals. We lost Martin Luther King because America did not want to hear a word that would make her a just society. So America kills your leaders. America kills your leaders and then names streets after them. But the leader's dream dies and you ride on Martin Luther King Boulevard. You see, when you describe the Christ figure, both from the Revelations and from Daniel, you get a dark man. You don't get a Caucasian. You say, well, what difference does it make? If it didn't make a difference, why did you paint him white? You give us scripts to play. We're so happy to be in a movie. But you write the script. And you write us in as clowns and buffoons. You know what you're doing to our mind. You know what you're doing to our psyche. I never did that to Jews. But some Jews did that to black people. We build your country and we get nothing. We build your business and we get nothing. We are the music industry and we have nothing. You suck the blood of the black community and you feel we have no right now to say something about it? What do you think I am?
The enemies of the minister weren't just whites alone now, they were also blacks. These were the infiltrations in the ranks, just like the same ones who, in Marcus Garvey's time, were against his vision for blacks.
Why do you think there has been so much resistance to me having you on the show? I've even, not just white people, I've had black people tell me what you need to do is get sick on Wednesday. True story. Get sick on Wednesday and cancel Thursday, Friday. Jesus said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Unfortunately, millions and millions of people on this earth are deprived of that particular truth of which Jesus spoke. And the great fear of those who hold our people in captivity is that our people will come into that particular truth that will make us a free people, justified and equal before God and man. If I were on the Donahue show, as I have been invited again to Donahue, I've been invited by Barbara Walters and Forrest Sawyer, Connie Chung, and Tom Brokaw and Katie Couric and Mike Wallace. And how about Oprah and Montel? No. But the point is, Arsenio, that as long as I'm on a show where they think I will be seriously opposed, it's all right. But you, as my brother, would allow me to stand here or sit here and, as they think, give me a free ride or a Valentine show. Then their fear is that nobody will oppose me, and as a result, truth will get out and people might be made free. But as we talked about this show before all of this controversy arose, I told you then and I tell you now, ask me anything that is in the hearts and minds of your listeners, white or black, Jewish or Gentile. And if I cannot answer those questions with truth, then I have no business being on this show. Let's start with,
The soundness of his message resonated with those who felt ignored by mainstream politics. This had led to concerns that he could potentially mobilize a powerful black counterforce.
There's not going to be any trouble tonight because we're just good brothers and sisters in love with one another. And we're in love with Minister Farrakhan. There's not going to be any trouble tonight because the haters are on the outside. And they hate Minister Farrakhan because they don't find a weak bone in his body. They hate Minister Farrakhan because they don't find him compromising. They hate Minister Farrakhan because he will not hold his tongue. There are many who desire to control his tongue, to censor his tongue, but his tongue is controlled and dictated by the spirit and the power of Almighty God Allah. They don't like Minister Farrakhan because he's a free black man. And the policy of America has always been to prevent the emergence of a free black man. But we got a free black man today. He's not to be dictated to. He's not to be controlled by outside forces. He's a man who says what he pleases. He goes where he pleases. He does what he pleases.
See why people are talking about this. Farrakhan is a very strong speaker. He speaks with confidence, with power, and with motion. And when someone speaks like that, people react into two ways. Firstly, some people respect it, and some people feel uncomfortable. Imagine, guys, this is crazy. For me, I think the word fear is not very simple. Some people don't really for him, and they just don't agree with him. Others feel like his message is too strong, exactly, or too direct. And some people support him because they feel he speaks truth about issues and they care about it, exactly. So, we also have to understand something important. Public figure like Farrakhan always create a strong reaction. This is very understandable. Some people see him as a leader and others see him as a controversial. Imagine, this is very insane. And both sides have their reason. And this topic is trending because people are asking questions. Why is he still being talked about? Very interesting question to answer. Respond it carefully. Why do his speeches still go viral? It's because his words are powerful and they touch on real issues like identity, history, and justice. But here it is what I think. We should not just follow feelings. We should listen, think, and decide ourselves. Not everything is black and white, exactly. This is a very understandable key point. And understanding is more important than just reacting, exactly. So, let me ask a simple question. Do you think people really fear Farrakhan? Is it just strong disagreement? Tell me what you think in the comment, and if you like a real and honest reaction like this, don't forget to subscribe. This topic is deep and we need to talk about it.